It's kind of cold in the shop yet today, no doubt. Alright, for the third, I'm calling my hat trick for this week, project related to the holidays and things like that. I've decided, actually I'll move you rather than move the pieces. Since I've kind of stuck to the railroad spike theme, I'm going a step farther. So let me just bring you down here so we can all see what we're looking at. I'm thinking, where are you at? There you go. Is that we all like a little pie or something that's been in the oven. And a good old trivet might not be a bad idea to do. Something that I think most of us should be able to do regardless of our setup. However, it is a little scary to me because we're talking about mortise and tenon, pinning, whatever you want to call it. But that's what we're going to try to do today. We're going to try to punch ourselves a hole through there, draw ourselves out a tenon through here, and rivet that tenon, mortise and tenon that in there, and then keep going all the way around with it. So the problem is with this one, it should be, well, no, I'm not going to say it's going to be a quick one because I don't do much of this. This could be a lot of fun for Chandler. But I need a punch, so I got a old piece of coil spring. I'm going to just forge that quickly into a punch. I also need a monkey tool and or something that'll act like that so I can bottom out these things. Again, this is a trivet, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I'll go ahead and use this, whatever it is, this piece. I think I can pull what I'm after, you know, to use that kind of as a monkey tool. Swage, whatever. I'm not sure what you call it. When you see me use it, then you know what name to give it. So there we go. That's the project for today. So let's go ahead and get these punches made and the tools made, and then we'll make the trivet. All right, for this punch, I know I need something square. At least that's what I'd like to do. So we'll just kind of draw this down a little bit. Now, quite frankly, I've made a lot of quick punches, but I've never really made one for the long run. And I don't think that's what this one's going to be either, but one of these days we're going to have to spend some time so we can make some decent punches. At least I'm using a halfway decent steel at the moment. The problem is I want this to be a punch and a drift at the same time, but at the same time I'm only going through that thick of steel, so I don't, you know, like a 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch or even a little bit less is what I want that hole to be. I don't care if it distorts the spike. I don't think at this point. I think we can fake it after that, but that's not going to make that thing extremely strong to be able to punch through all that steel. So I'm not sure how I'm going to turn this. I think what I'm going to do is just get it, I'm going to get the dimension that I need long enough in just this one section, just enough to go through, leave the rest of the stock bulk, and we'll see how that works. Let's just commit to, so let's say, well, we're going to stretch a length like that. Let's see if we can go ahead and get a punch thick enough to go through that railroad spike. That's strong enough to take the work. I think we can do it that way. Actually, it doesn't have to be square. Just heat her up one more time there. You know, it could be rectangular, all right, which in the end may be easier to do on the spike, but we're going to go square. Since that was the original plan, so that's what we're doing right now. We're just cleaning this thing up, trying to get it centered if I can on the punch, so I have an idea of where I'm going when I'm going. Alright, that's it. No sense in hardening this, it's going to be going through heat anyway. So I mean, if we can get a hole through there like that, I think we'll be okay. So we'll cool that down. I'll take the end of this and flatten it. You're not focusing it very well with this camera. Alright, so that it acts like a punch rather than like a drift. And we'll see. We'll give it a try on one of these spikes. If it works, it works. Before I go ahead and that's gonna be grind this chisel or punch to where I want it. I'm just going to put just at the very end a little bit of a taper in there that I'll eventually grind off when I grind the end in. But I want to get that what I'm going to call a monkey tool put together first. So I need just a little bit of a taper here so this thing can work as a drift. And you'll see here hopefully in a minute why. Let's hope that's enough to get me where I want to be. If you notice on that piece of plate, I drilled myself a hole, and I'm just going to go ahead and punch it and drift it out to a little bigger than I expect this monkey punch to be. Or monkey punch, the punch itself to be. So that when I go ahead to set, I don't want to distort it too much on the way back out. So when I go ahead to set the tenon, I'll have something that I can run that through just to bottom out the tenons on the other piece. Full show. I think that'll work. Alright, we're just going to dress up the punch, and then we'll come back and we'll give this whole game a try here. So you see what I did there, drifted that hole out. And again, the point is, after I hand forge the tenon on here, I'm going to use the, hopefully this is going to be heavy enough steel that I can bottom out that tenon and make it look a little cleaner. That's the plain stand. I got a spike in the fire, and I'll dress up that punch and we'll give her a go. Alright, you're recording. I'd like to think that it'd be nice Chandler have himself a good day and this works exactly as he planned. I'd be shocked as hell if it did. We got that head in the way to deal with. I was thinking I'd go right over the hardy hole. And we want to be, you know, similar in each spot here. So we'll just start with that. Come on. Doesn't seem to be horrible. You guys that know what you're doing have been laughing at me because I bet you this is probably a pretty simple thing to do. I don't have a show yet, and I don't have a spot to punch it straight through. Man, I wish I had a show on the other side. It's almost there. Maybe I should have given myself a little sacrificial. Come on now, it's not that hard. You dirty little sons of bitches. If I can at least flip her over. I mean, I'm quite pleased with what I got. I think I'm close enough. It's too cold to punch, but if I can just mark that, what I think is what I call the show on the other side, we'll heat her up and we'll run her back through again. At this point, considering my ignorance in doing this doesn't look too bad. I was pleased with how that turned out. And we will only get better. I hope. I was waiting for that heat up. I drilled myself a halfway decent, I mean it's a half-inch hole I guess to be specific, out on the other side of my my little monkey tool plate so that I have a place for that plug to go if we get lucky enough for it to move, which it felt it did. And there it is, sitting right in there. That worked beautifully. Can you see it right there, the plug? Awesome, awesome, awesome. So far we're doing okay, I'd say. Ain't very good at getting the dang punch out, but that's alright. We'll live. Just be patient. I am shocked that it worked at all. Man, I wish I could come up with the right technique here. For Christ's sake. Can you be that much of an idiot? There we go. Little leverage on both sides. Follow show. So that's kind of promising at the get-go. Where are we? There it is. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead, since this spike is already warmed up, I'm going to go ahead and clean up the spike and start putting that tenon on, and we'll use that as our basis. Again, I think we can tweak everything once it's all put together if we get lucky enough to get that far. But so far we got ourselves a hole. Half of the equation. Alright, so I really wanted to do this before I put that hole in, but just wanted to run the hammer down through, get the spike cleaned up, get the garbage knocked off of it. I can't really do that now on this end. Well, up to here I can, without distorting that hole too much, but same thing with the head too. We should have got that kind of cleaned up in the get-go, but we were so excited about seeing if that punch would work, we forgot. So we can do about a 10. Not sure my direction is going to be on this one. You don't need a whole heck of a lot out here. Just enough to get through that spike. But I'm just gonna go almost to the end of the taper here. And it much more than I need, but maybe not. Maybe need a little bit more. And again, we're not drawing a taper out. We're trying to draw a tenon out. And there's a lot of other ways to do this. If you remember, I made that little guillotine thing. I could have used that. But I'm kind of happy with how that looks. My tenon isn't horrible for size. So I'm going to go ahead and try to set the rest of this in. We'll put it into my little doohickey majigger there that I made, and see if this tenon is going to work. So again, my real heat I want right here. I want to try to square that off best I can with this, what I'm still calling a monkey tool. See if we can get that heat isolated enough. My fire is pretty wide right now, but we'll see how it goes. Alright, I'm going to cool this head down just in case. Actually, I'm going to cool all the way down to that where I want to cool. My first concern is, am I going to distort that hole at the top? Come on. Alright, what did we learn last time, James? It takes two to tango. That's what we learned. Just kind of square this off a little bit. Lost a lot of heat. It may not be the prettiest thing in the world, but if you can see, we squared that off pretty good. I'm okay with it. If I were looking for a totally perfect fit, I think I'd go one more time through. But at this point, I think I'm okay with that. We're going to move on to the next one. We'll get all four of those made up, and then we'll come back and talk. What I got left is to punch the holes in the last two. I thought I'd bring you along to show you that can be done in one heat if you do everything right. I'm too close to the head there, I bet you. Right there. It can be done. It can be done. You still got this getting it off the thingy problem here, but that gets better. Come on now. Well, Chandler's gonna fuck this up. There it goes. Heat that son of a bitch up. Get my tongs. We're just on the edge of can he do it? Just on the edge of heat right now. We were gonna do pretty well if we didn't get stuck so bad, but we'll give her a go. What the hell? That's the end of that story. Son of a motherless goat! Fight for the win, or do it right, Chandler. Fight for the goddamn win is what I'm gonna do. Probably break my punch and be sick of fighting for everything. No matter what, seems like I'm fighting for it. I'll fight you, son of a bitch. Now we're through. So, imagine if everything had gone perfectly. Point being, and the last one worked perfectly. Come on, get off of there, you son of a gun. Wonder why you're giving me so much grief. Didn't even have trouble getting it off the chisel or the punch either last time. Just wanted you to see that it can be done in one heat. Although that sure did look like Chandler sure does have a lot of problems. All put together, I'm not happy with all of them. That one there is still on the little warm side for sure. Some of them are a little bit not as pretty, but that's okay. I can live with it. Maybe we can tweak them up later. I tried to get them as close to the right length or the same length as possible. What we're going to do now is we're just going to go ahead and I'm going to get these things set. I can do 2 of them, all right, and then I can turn around and try to bring the whole mass together. So as you can see, this tenon doesn't want to fit into this mortise perfectly, so I'm going to heat that tenon and we're going to set it in there, and then we'll just do that for these 2, and then we'll heat all 4 of the tenons, and hopefully everything will slide in where it needs to go. So that's step 1 for me anyway. I hope it's right. We're gonna find out. Yeah. Let's make sure we maintain the correct direction that we want, which is that direction. Call that set. As much as I may or may not like it, that's going to be set. So there's one. We don't look too bad off of 90 here. A little bit off. Just a little bit. I don't know if we can persuade that to move a little, but I think we're there. I'm moving my head here because I don't have anything to counter distance that, but that's all right. Jeez. You know, yeah, I don't like the gap that's there. There's a lot of things I don't like, but for the first try, it's not bad. Let's do the other corner, and then we'll see what it takes to bring them all together. It's heating. I took this little what I'm calling a monkey tool. Remember, I drilled a hole right out here on the edge so that the plug could come out. Well, that hole lines up pretty darn good. It's not on this spike in particular, so that the head's not sitting on the anvil and having that chance to roll. So that should help a little bit. We should be pretty dang hot here, I would imagine. Yep, we are. Direction's the same, Chandler. No, what happened? What happened? Why did my thing move? What happened? You see what happened here? It rolled on me. It didn't work. I gotta fix that. Son of a gun. Sons of a gun. No, because I couldn't have squeezed it in close enough, so now we got to fix that one up. Sorry about the delay. Sons of gun up, you know. Sometimes you wonder why you get out of the chair in the morning, Shannon. But we'll give this another go. That don't look too bad. I don't like how it flared and bent, but you know what? At this point in the venture, just sit it so you can have the tongues, would you? We're just kind of feeling it out a little, you know what I mean? It's kind of straighten that back out again. And we'll run her through. Let's see, we do it this way. Just again here. A little bow in her this way too. This one was hot when the whole spike was a little warmer than the other ones because I had been messing with that pan. So the whole spike did a little wonk wonk on me, but we're good. Alright, so that gives us 2 of them at least in assembled fashion. Now we got to figure out how to get the other ones together. So let me think for a second. You're laughing because I know what you're about to see is going to be one of these. How the hell do I do 2 things with one hand and 3 things? This is going to be an interesting little thing here because I'm stupid. All right, but that's how we learn. So I got these 2 pieces almost hot enough so I can touch them. And we got to get them where we want them to. That's too hot to touch. I ain't getting fingers and I'm burning my freaking hand off. Ouch. We got to get them lined up so that they're both going to be where I want them to be. You know what I mean? How the hell does somebody do that alone? So that one's got a little pressure. And this one here we can tweak down a little without falling apart. Come on now. You're getting a little too hot to handle. That one's in. This one here we got to tweak to get it to go in. Oh man, I need tongs. Y'all be laughing yet? Because you should be if you ain't. This is one funny ass little game we're playing right now. Boy, if we could just get down in there, I'd be a happy camper. Happy. God, you know what I didn't do? I didn't look to see if they were going the right way. But they are. Alright, well that's close. Close. We're a little bit twang there, but there's not much I can do about it but heat it up and give her another go. So I tell you what I'm going to do. Should have this fucking struggle a lot, don't it? Mom, I hope you like it. Yeah, I'm going to try to straighten that one out. It's all a function of length, right? It's not the right length, so I had hoped that I could fudge that a little. But let me meet that corner, see what we can do. Told you it'd be funny. Down there, I was afraid I'd get the wrong kind of heat, but it actually isn't bad at all. I can just kind of keep working it out a little bit without it breaking off on me. I don't even care if it goes in all the way. It's just that this one's here is not long enough, or these aren't tight enough. You know, that's really what it is, and I don't have enough to rivet. So I wonder if I should. This one here is too long. This angle is wrong here. There's no reason why I can't bring this son of a bitch down. Just like that. And make it slide in there. Well, close enough. Screw it. It's going to be the ugliest piece of goddamn motherfucking burr. I'm going to go ahead with 3 out of 4 ain't bad and then see if there's anything possible to do with this one that I messed up here. I don't think there is, but I don't think it takes away. I mean, it's the exercise, right? So I took the angle grinder, I just nipped off, good angle, all the excess steel on those tenons. We'll heat one of those up at a time. Yeah, I know if I had it torched, done. I don't. So we'll go in the forge, we'll go ahead and peen those over, get these 3 corners put where they need to be. I wouldn't cry too badly except for 2 points. Number 1, I rolled the shit out of that head and that pisses me off. And number 2, I don't have enough of a tenon sticking out there. I don't know what I'm going to do about that, but let's get these other 3 put together in solid, and then we'll go from there. Probably enough heat for what I'm going to try to do. Just get that flattened out, peen down. I'll tell you guys, my guess is 100 mortise and tenons. all right, on 50 different projects before you're happy with how well those work for you. I mean, that's before I chose this as a career. That's what I told you about that I liked about blacksmithing. You just can't do it. You gotta practice. You gotta try new techniques. You gotta listen to other people. You gotta read. God almighty. But you gotta keep going. We'll go ahead and do this one. Don't look too bad. That doesn't look too bad. Throw a little angle in here to square things off. It was a little not square, but that doesn't look bad at all. Alright, those two. We got one more we can do still. It's too bad about that other one, guys, because gosh, it's just too bad. On for the third one, just in case some horrible thing happens, we all can learn together. It doesn't look like it's working too bad at all to me. That was damn near perfect. If it wasn't for that one corner. Fudge. Gosh, that's too bad. It's too bad, it's too bad. I know what's going to happen, but we're going to do it anyway. I mean, from the top, it looks worse. You can actually see it. I'm going to break that tenon off in the process, I almost guarantee, but let's give it a go. At this point, you get the idea. The thing is, you know, just get it so that it sets level, and by golly, we have ourselves a nice little trivet. But I'm going to go away for a while, and hopefully when I come back, I'll be happy. Alright, let me tell you what happened in my, hey, let's just try a bigger hammer approach. I told you I was going to break one of the tenons off. I did, but not the one that was messed up. I broke the damn thing, the damn one off the other end, believe it or not. So, now I'm stuck with no tenon there, but I'm looking at length. That one was too long to begin with, and that was part of the problem. So, never want to give up. What happened? They have to be the same length. I mean, or you have to be a little more careful putting them together. So I'm going to fix this tenon up. I'm going to put another tenon on that other side, and we're going to see if we can save this piece of just stuff. Alright? Alright, so here we are back. I got a new tenon, and we're back to exactly where I said I didn't want to be to begin with, and that was trying to put one piece on at the end. You know what I mean? So I'm not exactly sure how we're going to make all that happen. If it can even happen. I don't know. But we're going to let her cool down and see what options we have. This should be an easy project if you take your time and you do the tenons right, you get your links right. That's all there is to it, children. That's all there was to it. You don't do that right, and then you are in deep doo-doo. So, I guess I'm showing you what happens when you don't do it right. What happens when you try to rush, I guess. Although I wasn't really rushing. Over in the vise, this is the one that's missing. And I don't think there's going to be enough give and go. Now, if you notice, I don't know the angle that you're at. This is definitely an acute angle. It isn't 90. So I think I'm going to heat this corner up and see if I can get that tenon to give me a little bit of room to wiggle so that I can bend it over and slide that son of a bitch on there. That's the only thing I can think of right now. Alright, children, wish me luck. Why is that backwards from what I had last time? Wish me freaking luck that nothing breaks and things just cooperate. Hopefully do something here and get, come on, just a little bit of give is all I need. Come on. Ouch. Man, I believe. I don't need all that tenon. I don't want to lose my heat. I think I'm good here, you know what I mean? If I had a little less tenon length, I don't need a quarter inch of it. Let me go take a quarter inch off. Sometimes just call it, right? Just give up. A little bit of heat left. Let's see if we can get something going on here. At this point, you know, I just want it done, you know? I mean, I think we've learned our lessons. Where do you fit on there, you sons of a bitches? I don't think you're gonna. I really don't think you're gonna. Did we get lucky or what? Did we just get lucky, children? That's lucky enough for me. Okay. Not happy how that looks. We're going to worry about that later. Let me go ahead and get this rivet in. We're going to bring this over. Yeah, we might have enough heat to actually do that now. Let's just get a hold of something here that I can freaking hold on to just for a second. Yeah. Okay. If anybody's been following my story outside of trying to show you how to make stuff, man, I swear to goodness, I apologize for the poor quality. I apologize for the challenge. Hopefully you enjoy my freaking whatever you call it, perseverance. All right, I'm gonna trim this. We're gonna close off those two tenons and then just square it up. Let's go ahead and get that rivet down, or rivet, tenon down. I'll tell you, a few minutes ago I didn't think you and I was going to be at this part in this video. I'm not happy at all with what it is, but proof of concept, yes, it works. Is it a simple project? Simple enough for any of us to be able to do, I think. However, sometimes you watch me do things and I just beat it until it works. I just keep hammering. And sometimes you just can't get by being a monkey with a hammer. And that's what the moral of the story is today. All right? Detail work is detail work, even though this is kind of rough. Even then, yep, you can't get by. You're not just a monkey with a hammer. You gotta follow and learn and practice and never freaking give up. See if we can get this last glasses Chandler, this last one down so that it does something appropriate. Appropriate enough for a trivet. How freaking hard is it to make a goddamn trivet, Chandler? It isn't. It isn't hard at all. 4 freaking spikes, put them in a corner. Alright, let's go see where we stand. See how good this thing ever saw. Let's go see how it sits on the table. It was near unexpected by me. I figured we'd have a problem with it sitting square. I'm going to heat this whole dang thing up. We're going to bring it over here on this table, and my prediction is tap, 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 and everybody's going to be happy, happy, happy. So let me get it heated up. Let's see if we can get this nightmare on Elm Street to be over with. Yeah, you can see now. We're just going to work it down. Everybody wants to cooperate. Right? You guys all want to cooperate. Everybody wants to be happy, happy, happy. So, I just can't hold anything. Getting there, getting there. Full show. If we flip this sucker over, something like that. That's not bad at all. Flip this sucker over and go something like that. And we still got just that one little kinker-manker going on there. Hope for a little exaggerated hit like that. It'll be done. I'm okay with that. It's not for me. It's the ugliest God blessed thing I ever did see. But you know what? It's a project. For sure. All right, we're gonna cool her down. I'll clean her up a little bit. We'll come back and we'll do our usual goodbye. Some days you're the windshield, some days you're the bug. All right, hey, I'm gonna tell you something. Hint. All right, sometime in the future, I'm gonna tell you about something else. I even gave you hints. Right now, is the time that is a hint for you. But anyway, back to this video. Totally disappointed in my performance. Okay, idea, I love it. I think it's the coolest thing. I think that fits in every grandma or cabin or dad's or I really like it. I think it's a cool idea. I think just figuring out, you know, was it me or is something like this difficult? Those of you guys that are master smiths and would be like, you stupid, but you know, go ahead in comments. Remember, I read every single comment. I really do, guys. I read them all. How could I have done this easier? And is it just lack of practice? But in the process, all right, we created a tool. Need a tool, make a tool. All right, didn't even make you watch a separate video for that. To punch the mortises in the to mortise, I think is the proper way to say it. The railroad spike, and that actually worked surprisingly well. We created, I don't know, and again, you older ladies and guys that are masters, would you consider that a monkey tool, or is I don't know for sure, but definitely a swedge rather to help so I get joints that don't look like that. Every single one of them looks horrible, but again, it takes practice to make that happen. All right, used our head a little bit to help with the punching. So again, I think it was this for what it is. All right, this holiday series video is, you know, relatively simple things everybody can do. Whether or not you can stand the challenge is a different story. So, but set that some gun down right there, and I'll tell you right now, I think I'd be proud for sure to have one of my pans triveting on it. So there you go, in action. I like it. I think it looks great. I think definitely, quite honestly and surprisingly, I think if this thing were done a little better quality, all right, it actually kind of looks good rough. A little better quality. I'm not sure how I'd finish this because clear coat is what I put on most things, but a hot pan, you know, especially something in the 400-degree range, I'm not sure if clear would do. There's high temperature clear, and that's maybe what I would do. Beeswax, that kind of finish, I think once it's burnt in might be okay. Or just go ahead and season it like you would a frying pan or a cast iron pan in the oven. I think that would be okay. A couple different options, but I think somebody would pay, believe it or not. All right, because this is a pretty unique thing. I bet you this thing is definitely a $20 item and up to a $50 item. I bet you at some of my shows anyway. It all depends on where you are. I bet you at some of my shows I might be able to get up to $45, $50 for this thing, just because of what it is. But another thing to think about, and then Chandler's going to say goodbye, is that's 1, 2, 3, 4 knives, or whatever you make out of railroad spikes. Spatulas, right? I mean, you see me make the fork and the spatula kind of thing, and I sell those at $50 each. So there's $200 worth of product that we put into this to make $30 to $40 items. So those are the things that I struggle with. All right, there's another one for the holiday season. I was going to try to do one more today. I don't know for sure. You have to give me a minute. And well, you'll find out if I post another video. Hey, take it easy. If you found this video helpful, educational, maybe even if you just found it entertaining, and you want to support me, you can jump back to my channel. There's a button on the right hand side of the screen called support, and it's kind of like a tip jar. You can go ahead and leave Chandler a tip for this video, and that'll help me make some more, I guarantee. Thanks for your support, as always.